All right, nice. Our next guest is ready. 6'8" lefty, back inside the top 200, 2 challenger final runs as of late, and just got his first round win. He's in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So we're pumped to get Martin Damm Jr. on the show. Martin, it's great to meet you. You got myself, Jeff, Mark Petchey, Steve Johnson, Nick Monroe. How's the game feeling, and how is Sioux Falls so far?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, game's feeling great. I had a lot of wins under my belt last few weeks. Yeah, a lot of great stuff coming from me, especially indoors. So feeling great and trying to take one match at a time.
Martin, thanks for joining us, man. I mean, 6 months ago, you're ranked 744 in the world. Now you're back up to a live ranking of 196. It's been so much fun to watch you. What's been clicking for you in your game right now?
Well, first off, just staying healthy. I think when I'm healthy and like I said, getting a lot of matches under my belt, then I think good things tend to come from me. And yeah, I've been enjoying myself on court. Keeping it light. And yeah, I mean, like I said, when I'm healthy and things are firing, then good things happen. Especially indoors, I feel like I can cause a lot of damage to players. So super happy with how the last few weeks and months have been going.
Yeah, and for you, Martin, how difficult is it for you? Somebody, still so young, obviously still young on the tour, playing a lot of matches. How difficult is it for you to really deal with those injuries, come back time and time again, have that mentality and that freshness to go out and train and get better in those moments?
Yeah, it was definitely the hardest moment in my life, I'd say. I mean, I was out for about 8 weeks. I spent 12 weeks, 8 months, and I spent like 12 weeks in a boot. So it was something new for me and something very challenging. I hit completely bottom. But honestly, it was also kind of a blessing because I took kind of a different approach, to my tennis and to life as well, while I was recovering. So it was hard, but now when I look back at it, I think it really helped me as a player and as a person as well. I feel like I've matured during that time as well. So, obviously I don't enjoy being hurt, but I'm grateful for that time and how I handle it.
Martin, these guys ask the sensible questions. I'm going to ask the slightly lighter-hearted ones. Do you watch any of your dad's old tennis matches you've ever watched? Anything, particularly me losing to him and knotting him back in 1995 in 3 sets?
Who didn't watch that? Yeah, who didn't watch that?
Yeah, I don't think tape goes that far back. But,
I like it. I like it.
I'm off.
Throw him under the bus.
So seriously, do you watch any of him? Obviously, I grew up playing a lot. Obviously, I played against your dad, but obviously watched him. He was such a good player. Do you ever actually go back and watch some of his tennis?
Yeah, sometimes I'll throw it on.
Yeah.
With my brother or even my coach. He likes watching back, kind of seeing how he is because. He throws shade my way, so I kind of try to see if he backed it up himself. But there's some videos out there that I enjoy watching and kind of seeing how he was, and trying to learn from him as well, obviously.
Diallo got the first point. Love 30, a little bit opening here. For everyone that doesn't know at home, Martin is number 2 right now on the Australian Open wildcards challenge standings. It's over a span of 5 weeks. Whoever gets the most points can get the wildcard in Australian Open, which is coming up early January. Elliot Spizzirri is number 1. Knowing that we're in that time window, do you feel a little extra juice or implication in these matches right now with a big ticket on the line coming up?
Honestly, not really. I mean, not as of right now. It's only the second week of the challenge, and a few weeks ago, it wasn't even a thought to play Australian Open qualies. So for me, it's a blessing to have kind of put myself in a position to play qualies, and now. If I can play for a main draw wild card, it's just a bonus. So I'm just happy I'm going deep in tournaments and winning matches, every single week and staying healthy. So as of right now, it hasn't been a thought. Maybe if I continue winning and it gets a little closer, then maybe it will. But as of right now, I haven't thought much of it now.
Cool.
Martin, during the U.S. Open, it was so cool to watch you. You were getting through qualies, didn't even drop a set. Then you win your first round, and then had a tough one against Frances in the second round. How was that there at the U.S. Open? How are you handling that stress? I mean, we know that going through qualies is not easy, and you get to that last round of qualies, you really want to be in the main draw. But how did you handle kind of that stressful situation of getting through qualies and then playing so well there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it came a little bit unexpected for me. I felt like I had nothing to lose. I wasn't expecting a wild card into qualies, to be honest. Just with the year I've had prior to that. So yeah, I took it one match at a time. I felt like my draw was pretty nice to me, to be honest. So I was kind of dealing with the fact knowing I could or maybe even should be winning some of these matches. So I felt that pressure was kind of going through my head a little bit, but yeah, I was able to play really good tennis there every single match, and yeah, that last round of qualies was obviously extremely nerve-wracking as I was playing for something I never achieved in my life before. So it wasn't easy, but yeah, it was the best 2 weeks of my life on a tennis court for sure.
Was there anything that you learned being there at the Grand Slam? Is there any difference between maybe how players prepare, how they get ready for matches, when you're going from challengers to an ATP event or a Grand Slam? What's the difference for you there?
Yeah, to be honest, it's you can't really compare it. It's night and day difference. I think even majority of the challenger guys that do play the Grand Slams, everyone acts different at Grand Slams.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the hardest thing, is to kind of produce the way you act and you prepare at the Grand Slams the same way in challengers. And I told myself and my team after the US Open that I want to make sure my routines and my work ethic stays the same even at challengers. When no one's watching and when the gym is basically just 2 bikes and one med ball, So I think that's the hardest thing, is to kind of do it day in and day out and stay focused. But I think I've done an amazing job with that. And I think that's kind of why I've been able to win a lot of matches after the US Open as well, is because I've stayed motivated, and it has motivated me to get even better and to get to that level more often.
Yeah, it's kind of a two-part question for you, Martin. Playing Frances on grandstand at the Open, what kind of feeling was that for you? Obviously, being a kid who's watched this event so many times in your life, like, what is that feeling like for you stepping out there? And I was lucky enough to call that match. You looked really comfortable in those moments. So, were you nervous at all? How did you go up, in an All-American matchup at the Open on grandstand?
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I've known Frances since the Boca days at USTA when I was like 12 or 13. That's the first time I kind of saw him, and obviously I've looked up to him as he's had an amazing career so far. So just being able to go on court with him was amazing itself. But to play on a packed court like that for the first time in my life, it was exciting, but super nerve-wracking as well. I actually felt pretty good going into the match. I actually got done warming up 30 minutes before the match. I hopped in the shower and the match was done. So I felt like that kind of actually helped me, because I didn't have too much time to think about it. The worst part was when he walked on court. I went on first and I got a few claps and cheers, and when he went on, it erupted. So in my head, I was like, "Holy cow, this is gonna be a long day." But no, I was able to settle in, and yeah, I think my serve and my powerful game kind of helped eliminate those nerves early on, and then I was just kind of able to enjoy the situation I was in and give my all.
And Martin, of course, you inhabited that kind of aura of excellence for a long time, haven't you? Le Petier with, you played Carlos quite a few times. You've actually beaten Carlos, I think, but the couple of times that you've played him. How much has that been a kind of, obviously when you were injured, a motivator to see how successful he has been, and yet you have still had the better of him at times?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good memory to look back at and remind myself that I am a decent player myself at the end of the day, but
you definitely are.
It was also extremely challenging, for me, because maybe back then when we were 15, 16, I was better out of all of us at that time, and obviously I slowed down since then. So I think I had some maturing to do, and I had to realize I have to get my stuff together. If I want to challenge these guys again. So it took me a little bit of time, and I still have a long way to go, but I feel like I'm finally kind of settling in, and I can start kind of making a big push to start challenging some of those guys again.
Martin, just quickly on that, didn't Carlos tell you he was scared of playing you in juniors and you were his Roger Federer? Is that a conversation that was had at the US Open?
Yeah, I hit with him one of the evenings, I think before the match against Foe. I hit with him there, and he was super relaxed. And we were talking and with Juan Carlos, because he was, his coach when I met them. So Juan Carlos was there for a whole junior career as well. And Carlos said that he didn't want to see me in the draw. That I was like Roger Federer to him. So
I love that. So good.
Thing, but it's also a little bit like, dang, this guy used to look up to me. And now
He still looks up.
That's cool.
I love that.
Diallo actually had a couple set points in that 4-5 game. Now Auger Aliassime's got a look here in the 11th game at 5-all. We're going to see Valentin Vachereau take the court after this against Taylor Fritz, a player that was ranked outside the top 200, wins a Masters 1000. Amazing story. You're in the top 200. Do you, I'm sure you take note of that story, do you get any extra validation or excitement knowing that tennis is so deep right now and that anyone kind of in your rankings range right now can make a ridiculous run like that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it just shows how good everyone is at tennis. I think at the end of the day, it's just a number next to your name, but anyone can challenge anyone. And I saw it, firsthand. I played a 15K in Egypt this year, and there were guys that were 600, 700 who are amazing tennis players. Mm-hmm. So, it's obviously super inspiring to see him do what he did there, and hopefully keeps it up because he's a great guy, and I've played futures with him and challengers with him. So it's definitely amazing to see a guy like that win at that level, and it shows all of us around the 200s or in the challengers that it is possible. And it's always worth giving a go and never giving up.
Has anyone got a question?
No, you go. Go for it. Break
Martin, I'm curious. Obviously, everyone talks about your serve. You've obviously got the height advantage and everything else. When it goes to developing your game at this particular stage of your career, is there, I know everyone says you've got to improve everything, but like how much of an emphasis is on making sure, your serve is still, like, do you focus on your serve more than your returns, or is it even? Where do you stand in terms of your development right now?
I mean, like you said, I need to get better at everything, but I'm starting to really realize the damage that, just my serve alone can do to some of these guys. But obviously, if I can't put a return in court, it doesn't really do me,
Just got to be great at breakers.
No, definitely trying to, get better at many things. Return is definitely one of them, but I think on the serve, what's helped me the most is making sure that I give players different looks, and they don't get in rhythm of reading my serve or me hitting, constant flat serve. So I was actually in Orlando at USTA 2 weeks ago with Ben Shelton practicing for a few days. So we also discussed it with him, and that's something that he's working on, and he does an amazing job at that. So, I think, I'm tall and I'm a lefty and I make it uncomfortable for guys, but I also think it's important to utilize that in all aspects and hit different serves and kind of have like a pitcher's mindset when serving.
Martin, you're moving up so quickly right now and doing so well. What are your goals moving forward right now in the next 12 months? Is there a certain tournament benchmark or something that you're aiming for currently in your goals?
Yeah, first off, I just want to stay healthy, to give myself a chance to keep going up in the rankings. And I wouldn't say there's really a ranking goal or a tournament goal. I obviously want to, stay in Grand Slams, that's for sure. But I know I don't have much to defend until maybe, March or April of next year. So I really want to take this time and keep working on my game and make a push to make damage in some of the bigger tournaments and start playing hopefully soon ATPs and qualifying for Grand Slams and pushing top 100 would definitely be a main goal of mine.
Yeah, Martin, what's the next couple weeks look for you? Are you going to stay in the States? Are you going to play those challengers? Are you going to go to Europe and play some events? What's the end of the year look like for you?
A few weeks ago, I said that Charlottesville would be my last tournament, due to kind of, prepare myself and have a really good preseason and spend, 5 weeks getting ready for next year. But, things have changed now and the wild card for main draw for Australian Open kind of comes in play here a bit. So if I'm doing well and I keep winning and I'm in, first or second place, then I'll play probably through Champaign. If not, then maybe I'll call it after Charlottesville just to give the body a little break and like I said, make a proper preseason and get ready for next year.
Could be Champagne and Champagne.
Oh, there you go. Oh, look
We
See
hope
what you
so.
did there?
Martin, it's been a pleasure to watch your growth, especially as of late. Keep it rolling. We know you have the day off. He's got his next round in Sioux Falls. That'll be tomorrow against a fellow American. So best of luck, and hope to catch up soon.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thanks,
guys.
Good luck.
Keep it
Good
going.
luck.